So this is kind of a slightly longer chip.
Right. What club do you have in your hand?
54.
Okay.
Okay. So just straight back and straight through, or turn a little bit.
I believe that you are strong enough to make this, like, I think you could putt from here.
Oh yeah.
So if you can putt from here, you can chip from here.
Okay, that's not the worst. That's pretty simple to
It's not the worst explanation all day. That's good. Now I was watching results. I was not watching where it landed in relation to the stick we put on the green. Is it about right?
There's a little brown patch past the. It fell right in that mower.
Okay.
Line,
Okay. All right. In
which
that.
is not
Okay.
bad.
In that pass. Gotcha. Slower. That could be back from good old lesson 1 and lesson 2 and the tension word. Because it does. It seems like you're forcing this. This has become much more mechanical.
I'm trying to add speed right here.
Yep. So if you're trying to add speed, I don't think you're making a big enough swing.
Long enough swing.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think I'm worried about hitting this
Worried about hitting it with the club?
with the follow through.
With that, are you worried about breaking the noodle or the club? Shouldn't be either, so don't worry about it, is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Good. Well, then maybe the noodle abrupts your follow through too much.
Okay, so that's a way different trajectory.
Yep. Yep. It's much higher trajectory. So can you make the smaller swing with the tension of the longer swing or the lack of tension of the longer swing? Good. I wasn't really concerned about how far that went, but did you see how the loft stayed the same, even though the ball went less distance? So on the ones you're forcing it, you had a
Staying
lower loft. On the ones that you were a little more tension minded to reduce the tension, the ball flight seemed a lot higher, a lot softer. Okay, let's chew on that for a minute. Yeah, higher in control. I like to see the ball fly up there a little bit, especially when I have the confidence that that ball is not going to be rocketing by the flag. I like that trajectory a lot.
Yeah.
I also like the fact that the ball rolled out past the pin.
Yes, that's another huge thing. You know, I think I'm a good chipper. I'm okay.
I believe so too.
But when you see really good chippers, they get it to the hole.
Right.
And so what I think is somehow, somewhere in here, I add a little bit of loft so that even if I do pick my midway point,
okay,
it's going to come up a little bit short.
Okay, gotcha. So playability wise, do you believe that we're trying to get the ball past the pin, especially when you're out on a golf course? Is the goal of the chip to get the ball past the pin? Obviously, circumstances
like this,
specific. If if you're going to have a downhill leave, getting the ball past the pin, obviously no. But on a flat green, it's just like a 10-foot putt in my mind. If I end up short of that pin, I never gave that ball a chance to go in.
Oh, absolutely. It's kind of counterintuitive for the game. The point of what you're trying to do.
Getting the ball in the hole.
Get the ball into the hole.
Right. Right.
So now to translate that into practice, just like feedback, I got to figure out what my shot looks like, I guess, and then if it's lower, jabbed at it, or pulled it too much, or
sure.
If it's too high.
So it comes back to mechanics, as it always would. No, you're fine. Looks like a real golf course that way, right?
Right.
So the deficiency, do you think there's a deficiency in the mechanics, or is it a lack of consistency in mechanics? Because based on the shot dispersion up there, you've got 4 kick-ins, and you've got 2 that you have probably a 60 or 70% chance of making.
It's the lack of consistency.
Okay.
Because there's sometimes, a foot away from a foot after impact, it's a good shot sometimes.
Correct.
Foot after impact, you have no idea.
Okay. Okay.
I'd like to get those. Obviously, it's not going to be 100%.
But you want to
get closer together.
shrink that dispersion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we hear it all the time, right? I need to be more consistent.
If I could sell consistency, absolutely.
One lever. If I can't be consistent with one lever.
Okay, right. So that, I think that basically sums up what we're trying to talk about wrist, hinge, lack thereof. In this shot, there isn't any.
Uh-huh.
And the shaft lean, just like we talked about in lesson 4, the shaft lean and the maintenance of that through impact is akin to trying to stay still through impact. I think those are virtually the same thing in these 2 different golf swings.
Well,
full swing versus short game.
So now let's exaggerate it.
Exaggerate what? What's the
lead to the left?
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know what you did?
Too short.
Well, too short, but you picked the club straight up in the air. All I saw was the club head move up. There was no swing to that. It was chopped from there was none of that.
Okay.
No shoulders. Weird.
That looked pretty cool.
That looked very nice. Allowing the big muscles to work, the big, more consistent, more repetitive type muscles to take over this swing, as opposed to allowing the hands to do it, creates your one lever. If you allow the shoulders to swing and allow the hands to be still, then that's the movement you get. As soon as you start moving this and these, it's a compound lever, and it makes the move more difficult, in my eyes, for this swing. So shoulders, make the shoulders. I remember Mike Weir, I watched the thing with Mike Weir, and he talks about how he turns his shoulders through a chip. And he allows and that's how he keeps his hands still and allows the loft to do all the work. You can give loft back, but you don't neglect the shoulder turn.
What do you mean turn the shoulders?
So you're turning through impact. So just like you wouldn't have got in a regular golf swing, turning your shoulders as opposed to just trying to saw it off and this movement that we don't want to have. So feel as though you're turning to finish just like you would in a full swing. And this is just to kind of get those shoulders lubricated and moving. Hey, that's pretty fancy. I might even give you that one.
Okay, so well,
And more than anything, I think it's more for getting the shoulders working. I think, you know, knocking the rust out of the shoulder movement, get them moving.
just ready to play.
Ready to play.
Hey, what are you sweater for?